of each other. This is something that we need to think about. Understanding and tolerance of all people around the world, and especially here within Campbell Hall. So I hope you enjoy the concert. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce...
Alright, how you guys all doing today? I can't hear you guys. How you guys all doing today? You guys want to go back to class? I can't hear you. Do you want to go back to class? Nice. Okay, everyone, listen up. My name's Randall. I'm with a company called EarthJam in Los Angeles. Listen up. Before I get going, Brian told me we got a great bunch of kids here today, and I want to thank him for allowing us to do this. But before we get going, I'm going to have a hard time talking over you guys while you were chattering too. So before I get going, I want to find out how quiet you all can get. Okay, you guys, just keep it down just like that, please. You guys in the back, I need you to please give your undivided attention about 15 minutes. I'll bring this great band out with me that I brought. These guys jammed with Rage Against the Machine in Japan. They got off a tour with Stroke 9 and Vertical Horizon. You're gonna love these guys. But before I get going, I need your undivided attention. Okay, you guys, please try to keep it just like that. My name's Randall. I'm with a company called EarthJam. We're out of Los Angeles, and we tour all over the country. We just spent 6 weeks touring on the East Coast. I brought Neve with me, and we've been visiting a whole bunch of high schools. In our tours, they focus on a lot of different issues: environmental awareness, self-esteem, teen pregnancy, destructive decision-making. But today, I want to talk about one really important issue, and that's violence here in your school and how we can prevent it. But before we get going, I want to introduce an organization called Not Our Town, NOT. Now when you guys hear about violence in the media, we think, well, it's probably not going to happen in our little town. We're here in Los Angeles. It does happen. Hence the name, Not Our Town. Let me ask you guys this. Raise your hand if you guys watch the news on TV. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, listen up. This is really important right here. Listen up. When we started this tour, about 6-7 weeks ago, I started in Orlando. Second day out, I got a note handed to me on stage. Listen up. And this note said that a first grader had shot another first grader in Michigan. Now, how many of you guys heard about that? Okay, listen up. That day, listen up, when that first grader went to school, found a handgun on the counter at home. And we all got our own views about handguns. I'm not going to go there, but where I am going to go is responsibility. Someone left a handgun on the counter at home. A couple days later, there was a funeral for a first grader. Now what I'm getting at right here is responsibility. We have to all take responsibility for our actions. If you have a handgun at home, you have to keep it secure. You can't leave it on the counter at home. You're just inviting someone to pick it up and use it. Now you guys out there, listen up. How many of you guys out there have younger brothers and sisters? Okay, now listen up. A role model is someone that we all look up to. Now who do you guys think are your younger brother and sister's role models? Exactly, that could be you guys. Listen up. Whether you're on the football team, you're a senior, or you're babysitting kids, you're around younger people here at school, you are and may be a role model. These people look up to you and they follow you, they do as you do. And if you leave a handgun on the counter at home, you're being irresponsible. You're inviting someone younger than you to pick that up and use it. So each and every one of you guys, listen up. You have to take responsibility for your actions. You need to think before you act. Then you should apply that to everything you do in your life. You need to think before you act. If you have a handgun at home or weapons, you need to secure them. You don't want to leave them laying around. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm going to say it one more time. A first grader went to school, and the principal called the mother 2 hours later and said, you know what? Your little baby's dead. Because a handgun is irresponsibly left on the counter at home. Now you guys, as mature adults, have a choice. You don't have to be irresponsible. You can take responsibility for your actions. You can think before you act. We can prevent this kind of stuff from happening. Now, shouldn't your school be a safe place where you guys come to every day and learn? I think it is. You guys as American citizens have the right to an education free from harm, every single day when you come here. But you guys have to come together to do something about it. It's just not going to happen. You guys have to act on this. Now, I'm going to read a couple statistics to you guys. This first one in every 10 schools reports an act of serious violence every year. I'm talking about stabbings, I'm talking about shootings, I'm talking about beatings, I'm talking about murder in your school every year. One in 10 schools report an act of serious violence. Every day in this country, 10 to 12 of you guys in your age group are involved in an act of serious violence that results in a death. Every single day in this United States, 10 to 12 of you guys in your age group are involved in an act of serious violence that results in a death. Exactly. I want to emphasize that because it's important. Now, 25% of these acts involve the use of a gun. There's more guns in this country than there are people. I'm not here to scare you guys. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to enlighten you. I want you guys to act on what I have to say. Now, people are violent for a couple different reasons. People have built up aggression. They have built up emotion. They want to manipulate people. They want to retaliate. It's one thing to know why people become violent, but it's a whole other thing to do something about it. So when you guys have built up aggression or built up emotion, you have a choice. You don't have to bubble over and get violent. If you feel like retaliating against someone, you don't need to get in their face and start throwing fists. You have a choice as a mature adult to do something about it. And what we want to do about it is communicate. Listen up. You guys are all surrounded by your peers. We got teachers, we got friends. When you have built up emotion or built up aggression, you have a choice. You can take a step back and say, I'm going to talk this out. I'm going to find a calm, peaceful resolution instead of being violent. And that's the sign of a mature adult. An immature adult gets violent, gets mad, gets in a guy's face. Let me tell you this. You guys are all committed to this goal of education. One simple act of violence can get in the way of your career goals, your educational goals. I'm going to tell you how right now. You get into a fight here at school, chances are you're going to get suspended. You get into another fight, you're going to get thrown out of school, or you're going to another school. And if this is a trend, when you go to apply for college, and you indicate that on your application, well, I went to a couple different high schools, and the admissions dean looks at that and says, what happened? Why is there 3 different high schools on here? Well, I got into a fight, this guy got in my face. You know what? You're probably not going to go to that college. You got 3 different high schools on there, you have a trend of violence. All of a sudden, your career goals have changed. You go to apply for a job, you indicate on there you went to 3 different high schools. Your boss is like, well, you're kind of violent, maybe we don't need some help. So a simple act of violence, you get in the hallway, guy bumps you, you guys get into a fight, you're not thinking about it, but that could change your whole career goal. One simple encounter in the hallway, all of a sudden you're not going to the college you want to, or you're not getting the job you want to. Think before you act, and we can reduce the amount of violence that happens here at school. One simple act of violence can get in the way of your career goals, your educational goals. Now, when we were on this tour, we were sharing hotel rooms and had a little talk with the drummer Brian one night, and he told me when he was a freshman in high school that a police officer came to his school, and the police officer said, one of you guys isn't going to make it to graduation because you're going to get involved in an act of serious violence. And when Brian was a junior, a friend of his in a little town of Michigan got stabbed. The kid died. It was 90 kids in his graduating class, and that police officer was right. Now, I don't know how many kids are in the graduating class here. Just hope and pray we all make it to graduation. And the way we can do that, exactly. Especially here in Los Angeles, we were all over the country. I'm from LA, I was born and raised here. I know what's going on here. There is a lot of violence. And you guys as mature young adults have a choice to do something about it. Take a step back. Think before you act, and we can reduce the amount of violence that goes on here at school. Now, raise your hand if you've ever been in a fight here at Campbell Hall. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever seen a fight here at school. Okay, listen up. This is really nothing to laugh about. What I want to talk about here is really serious. People on. And this is something we don't want to do. When I was in high school, got into a fight, I broke my nose. I went home, blood was dripping down my face. And the thing that was worse than any of the pain I'd ever received was the look on my mom's face when she saw the blood rushing down my face and on my shirt. I thought I was a tough guy. I could do anything I wanted. But the pain in my mom's face, the fear that she so much, I was going to be nonviolent from that point on. You have to remember, when you guys are violent, listen up, when you guys are violent and you get into a fight, everyone thinks they're cool and tough, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting the loved ones around you, you're hurting your friends. You're not thinking about it at the time, but now that we know to think before we act, we know that we're hurting other people besides ourselves. Your parents are taking the time to give you this education. They're helping you out. You can share your emotions with them, and then you go to school and you get into a fight, you're letting them down. And these are people we don't want to let down. We have built up emotion and aggression. These are people we can talk to. Your mother and father, your brothers and sisters, teachers, the counselors, everyone here, there are avenues that you guys can utilize to release your feelings and emotions. Something you guys need to think about. Okay. What I want to go into now is that murder is the leading cause of death amongst people ages 10 to 24. I want you guys to think about that. Murder is the leading cause of death amongst kids aged 10 to 24. There are more guns in this country than there are people. And remember, I'm not here to scare you guys. These are just a couple things I want you to think about. Now, I want to ask you a true or false question. True or false, you guys? Most crimes committed amongst people in your age group occur at night. Okay. Listen up, you guys. The answer to that question is false. Most of the crimes that are committed amongst people in your age group occur between 2 in the afternoon and 6 in the evening. The time when you guys get out of school and before you go home to dinner. Once again, we say to ourselves, crimes are committed during this time period, but what are we going to do about it? It's one thing to know that it happens. It's a whole other story to do something about it. So we say to ourselves, crime is committed between 2 and 6. What are we going to do? How many of you guys are on the sports teams? Right on. How many of you guys are in the band? Okay, how many of you guys are into studying? Okay, there's a lot of different things we can do after school. When you guys are done with school, instead of walking home, hanging out in the corners, nothing's really going on, we got sports teams. Listen up, you guys. So you guys have to occupy yourselves after school. Where we're going to do this, we have sports teams, we have extracurricular activities, we got youth groups, we have all kinds of things you guys can do after school to avoid lurking on the corners, just lingering with gangs and all that sort of thing. So listen up, you guys. I'm almost done. I'm going to bring this band out. I want to wrap this up. This is really important. So I'm throwing some things at you guys right now, but you have a choice to do something with them. If you can digest what I'm saying and apply these, we can reduce the amount of violence that occurs here on campus. Now, I've been going all over the country, and what I have here is a keep the peace tip-off box. Now, the way this little box works is we're going to find someone here on your campus that wants to help me install this. And we're going to put this little box up. And the way this works is when you guys hear about an act of violence that's going to happen, so-and-so is going to get into a fight after school, or so-and-so brought a knife, what you do is you write down on a little piece of paper, anonymously. You don't have to worry about being uncool. You write it down anonymously, you slip it in this little box, and a faculty member comes by each day, pulls out the little piece of paper, and we can hopefully reduce the amount of violence that occurs at your school. Now, who here, listen up, who here is overly concerned about safety here at Campbell Hall? Is anyone really concerned about safety here? None of you jokers. I want someone that's serious about safety here. How many of you guys feel safe here at school? Raise your hand. Now, raise your hand if you don't feel safe here at school. I'm serious. If you don't feel safe, raise your hand. Now, who out there wants to take the initiative to help institute this program here at school? Who wants to? Anyone want to help out? Come on down. What's your name? Michael. Okay, Michael. Listen up, you guys. Little does Michael know, but he just unknowingly volunteered to help institute this program here at campus. So when you see Michael in the hallway, don't laugh at him for coming up on stage. Thank him. This guy took the courage to come up here, and when I call the principal or I call Mr. Oliphant next week and find out how this program's going, I'm sure he's going to have great reviews. So we're going to make a little box, maybe in a wood shop or somewhere. We're going to install it here on campus. And those of you guys that have younger brothers and sisters, and those of you guys that are here at school for the next couple of years, this program may save you. I've been putting them up in campuses all over, and it works. So when you see Michael in the hallway, thank him and ask him if he needs any help. Another thing I want to talk about, you guys are saying, you're throwing all this stuff at me, but what can I do? We can do this. So another thing we can do is we can start an anti-violence group here on your campus. Listen up. Now, if someone else is concerned about safety here on campus and wants to take the initiative to start an anti-violence group or a peer mediation group here on campus, they can do that too. The way that works is we'll find a place after school where we can all meet. You guys can talk about your feelings and emotions. Get used to doing that. And that way when you have these built up feelings and emotions in the future, you know what to do about it instead of releasing them in a violent way. So I want you guys to think about what I've been saying. These things are important, and we can reduce the amount of violence at your school if you guys all come together. We can't do it alone. Everyone's got to come together. You guys need to make violence prevention a priority here on campus. Now listen up. Violence is a behavior that is learned. We're not born violent, we learn how to be violent. And if we know that we're not born violent, we learn how to be violent, what are we going to do about it? Violent behavior can be changed. It's learned, and it can be changed. And the way we change it is by thinking before we act. You guys are responsible young adults, and I'm going to close this little speech by telling you guys you need to think before you act. You guys need to remember something. This is your school. It's your community, and it's your responsibility. And now it's my responsibility to entertain you guys. You guys want to hear some music? Okay, before I bring the band out, I want to try something. Mr. Oliphant told me you guys have a lot of spirit. Is that true? Okay, what I want to do is, I want to get a little cheer going. And on the count of 3, I want every one of you guys to scream out, "Keep the peace." On 3, all right? 1, 2, 3. That was pretty elite. Mr. Oliphant said you guys have some spirit. Let's show them. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you guys, that was much better. Let me tell you a little about something about Neve. This band coming up, they jammed with Rage Against the Machine in Japan. They just got off a tour with Stroke 9 and Vertical Horizon. They're playing at the Hard Rock at the Beverly Center.
We had this next song come out on the soundtrack to the movie Here on Earth, which I guess is like a new soundtrack that just came out. We are playing a free show Thursday night at the Hard Rock Cafe at the Beverly Center. And we're here to invite you guys. You may have heard our song last year. It came out on K-Rock on the Faculty soundtrack. We had this one song sort of been our like one claim to fame, right? So after the Faculty soundtrack came out, we had to sort of go back into the studio and hurry up and finish recording the rest of our album. And now it's finally done, and it's getting released on June the 13th on Fortune Columbia Records. This is called Skyfall, came out on the Here on Earth soundtrack. Thank you guys.
Began to see the world through new eyes. We can't wake up, don't really want to figure out what it means to push out through this life. Right down to the floor, don't think I'll come back for one. Running lies, what I see, I'm crazy sad. That's just the way it should be. When will the sky fall beneath us? Will we make sense of it all? Gonna fix things in my mind. We just sat behind, and I'm the only one. Got stuck inside this blank screen. Revolution underneath the sky. Money enough to come around and upside down we cry. Look beyond ourselves so we both can survive. Time on the state of threat. Looked up, fucked up, one time to myself. Rather take it in the back. That's the way it should be. When will the sky fall beneath us? Will we make sense of it all? Gonna fix things in my mind. We just sat behind, and I'm the only one.
We just have one song left. I think we've got some free stuff. I don't know if we have some CD singles or anything, but if so, we'd love to hang out with you somewhere. I don't know if there's going to be a place, but if you want, we can sign some stuff and hang out. We'd love to meet you guys. Again, the Hard Rock Show is going to be a lot of fun Thursday night. If you're looking for something to do, we're going to be hanging out there. Here's the song that came out last summer on the Faculty soundtrack. And we'll see you guys soon. We're Neve. She comes up and every time she sees that I could be a cold routine or something, just won't stop touching me. And I wait here another time, like 1,000 times before, dropping out and fading. I keep on wanting more. Thank you guys a lot. We really appreciate it.
I want to thank all you guys for coming out. I want to especially thank the administration and Mr. Oliphant and the principal for allowing this to happen. You guys were great. I want to thank all of you for coming out. Please, remember what I said and keep the peace. You guys hang tight. Mr. Oliphant's going to dismiss you guys right now. If you guys want to meet the band and sign autographs in about 5 minutes, we're going to be right over here. Thank you guys very much.
Okay, junior high, please get up.